empathy towards a culturally diverse population, and you played a role maybe to, you know, alleviate that situation or improve it.
Um, I can't think of a specific situation off the top of my head, but I'm 100% sure I've done something like that, just given how much. Yeah, I actually do remember. A
Yeah.
lot of the resume writers that I train, they struggle with talking about disabled populations, people with
Mm.
disabilities in a way that's culturally sensitive in the United States.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one of the things that I coach them on. And this isn't as big an issue anymore, but earlier when I started Career Tuners, there were issues where people would be volunteering with um, highly religious organizations from the Islamic community, and they felt that they were being perceived negatively by potential employers. So
Mhm.
just talking about the work that they do in a way that showcases their drive and their ambition without making them feel at least that it's something negative, just like, hey, like, yeah, I know a lot of this experience is from this other organization, but alluding to this might turn some people off from your professional
Mm.
experience, or if someone has political experience and we want to showcase their ability to bring people together and drive campaigns, but we don't want to alienate someone else who might have different political beliefs. So just being sensitive about that, just showing the client that, hey, this is not something to be ashamed of, but at the same time, we need to talk about this in a way that we are not alienating anybody, and just basically generating their buy-in in the messaging, making sure that they're not offended. Because if I'm like, hey, we can't talk about this because you're Muslim and people are going to be racist, of course it's going to come across as extremely insensitive. So just being very sensitive when communicating with them, and then making sure they're on the same page when we talk about the material that was the material that we're going to put together on the resume.
Okay, great, great. That's very good information. Uh, okay, and when you're involved with nonprofit giving and fundraising, sometimes there are special collection materials involved. Have you had any experience of dealing with archives or special collection materials?
With archives?
Hello,
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
with any archives or special, yeah, archives or special collection materials, special gifts.
Like donations from
Hello,
other people?
Fatma, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead and
Yeah,
refresh the
you can
page,
call them
Zulqarnain.
donations, special gifts.
Please refresh the page. There's a delay, and please get your speed checked out. You need to have better speed if you want to take your own calls.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Bob.
What internet provider are you using?
I am using PTCL, and I use this internet device for
I've heard
connectivity.
good things about there's an internet company that starts with the letter Z.
Zong?
No, not Zong. Oh, is it Nayatel? But please ask Sumaya because she lives
Okay. Okay.
in the same location. Um,
I'll ask.
yeah, please
Yeah.
ask her because this I mean this can't happen when you're taking on
Yeah.
your own clients. All right, so what were you saying? Let's jump right back into it.
You were talking about the donations and the special materials experience that
No, nothing like that. We don't elicit donations from anybody given that we're a for-profit organization. But I mean, I do keep archives of all the clients and materials that we have, and we've created a system to keep that organized because we have a lot of repeat purchases, and if it's been a year or 2 years, it's important to make sure that we are being consistent in service delivery. So that's the extent of what I've done with archive organization.
okay. Okay. Right. And did you come across while you were running those non-profit, or you were like part of the non-profit campaigns in some capacity? Did you come across, special gifts or materials giving and taking, or any sort of that?
No, nothing like that. The
No.
nonprofit organizations that I worked with were really small scale. The only exception to this are universities, and even then, I was liaising with just one professor at a time, or one classroom at a time, or one society at a time. It was never the entire university. So no, nothing like that.
Okay. 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 Let's come back to your experience at Create Tuners. I'll just ask a few questions and then we can move on to the next role.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, you deal with a lot of clients when you uh, provide resume writing services. So, did you come across any difficult customers, any troublesome clients, and how did you manage those?
Yeah, it's a pretty routine part of my day. I just have processes in order to deliver the best possible customer service and follow-up support.
All right, all right. And how do you ensure customer satisfaction?
Prioritizing service quality, prioritizing follow-up support, just those two things.
Service quality and follow-up support. Okay. Uh, and you said that you've been involved in budgeting, obviously, for running for running the business. Do
Hmm.
you have like do you do it yourself, or do you have support in running the finances and payments and all the financial stuff?
I do it myself.
All right, all right. How big is your team here?
It's about 20 people, 20, 21 people.
And any team-related challenges that you may have faced?
Yeah, there's quite a few. I mean, given that the organization is virtual, just making sure that there's engagement in work, making sure that we can coordinate our workflows. Um, and yeah, and I feel like I've addressed all of those challenges quite successfully. I think team engagement is quite high, and so is our employee satisfaction.
Okay, okay. Would you like to share any particular examples?
Of what?
The team engagement and the satisfaction that you talked about?
Examples of team satisfaction? I'm not sure what you're asking.
No, but you said that you've managed it quite well, the team, and being a virtual setup, you've had some challenges.
The question to
Uh,
ask is how did you do that? Not examples.
yeah.
How did you do that?
How did you do that?
Well, at first, I think everyone was quite engaged because the team size was very small. But as it got bigger, In order to ensure engagement, I basically what I did was I um, started initiating more fun activities, keeping the culture lighthearted, recognizing good behavior, um,
Mhm.
doing weekly one-on-one touches, I guess, touch points with all of my colleagues to see what they're personally struggling with on an individual level. This helps me keep a pulse on the organization. I mean, a finger on the pulse of the organization. It helps
Mhm.
me, eliminate issues as they come, and um, if there are issues that seem to be prevalent among multiple people, rethinking how we can fix that organization wide. So just doing these things, I think, keeps the engagement high. Another thing that we did recently is we started financially incentivizing a lot of the quality control metrics that are most important to me. And I think that really boosted engagement and work quality.
Okay, okay, right. And I'm sure while running this business and dealing with clients as well as with a big team, you've got good leadership skills. So, uh, can you mention any instances where your leadership skills played a role in solving problems?
Um, Define leadership skills. What are you specifically referring to?
Like, guiding people and solving their problems, motivating them, helping them in learn new skills, things like those.
Yeah, that's like pretty much my entire job description, really.
Okay, okay. And anything related to HR management and development, any significant issues that you may want to share?
Issues?
Any significant examples that you may want to share related to HR management and development?
Yeah, so I do all the hiring, firing, I do all the team building. And then I used to do all the training, but I recently built a training team to deliver training. I created all the training materials. I do most of the onboarding.
Okay, okay, right. Uh, just one last question, and then we can move on to the next role. Performance enhancement.